What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to work on my son's first car, 98 Toyota Corolla. It's got 174,000 miles on it, I do believe. Got this car from my grandma. She couldn't drive it no more, so she decided to sell it. And she's only second owner, I believe, on this car. It's got a little bit of issues. Driver and passenger window do not roll down or up properly. Got to put a new window regulator and motor on the driver's door. The driver's side rear window I'm not going to mess with right now. I still need to get a window motor and regulator for that one. The passenger sides, both front and rear, roll up and down just fine. It's got valve cover leaking some oil and power steering line. The more I look at it, it may not actually be leaking, maybe oil from the valve cover, but I've already ordered it, so we're going to go ahead and put it in, drain the system out the best I can, give it a good flush, put some new fluid in it, let it run, see how it goes. All right, we got the car front end pulled into the garage here. I think we're going to start with the power steering line first. I'm waiting on some brake clean to show up. Thought I had a couple cans, but I don't, so got somebody grabbing me a couple cans, dropping them off for me. But we're going to let Chris here explain what we're about to do with the car.
We're about to vacuum out the power steering fluid from in here with this.
Yep, we're going to pull power steering fluid out of the reservoir and probably unhook the small return line and stick the vacuum hose down in there to try to pull as much as we can out of the system to try to keep from just pouring it all over the rack and pinion, all over the floor. Try to make cleanup a little better, a little easier. Probably going to throw this on a time lapse just to knock it out, because I know some people don't want to sit there and stare at two people try to just vacuum out freaking power steering fluid. So we'll throw it on time lapse, get that done, and we'll bring you back when we start on the hose, or the line, should I say, the power steering line, which isn't hard to get to. It is, you got one fitting right, if I can get the shadows away, one fitting right there with a pressure switch in the top of it. It's got, banjo style bolt with two crush washers, and then down on the rack it's got a normal brake line style hookup. And I don't think I can see it, but it's right down there. It's actually not hard to get to. Just unhook by a couple of vacuum lines out of our way to be able to reach down in there. And there's no other hold downs or anything else on it, so it won't be too hard, hopefully. Famous last words, you know how that goes. But yeah, we'll throw it on time lapse and we'll go ahead and knock this out. Alright, we got the system all vacuumed out the best we could. The line's down in there. It's got the pressure switch on the top of it. I know you really can't see it. But what we're going to do first is we're going to take the cruise control unit off here. There's only 3 bolts. There's, let's see, 1, 2. I almost got the camera upside down. There's a third one. Yeah, right there. And then we can unplug it, unhook the wire from the clip, and set this unit, off and out of the way, so we can get down into the pressure switch and the pressure line itself. Make life much easier. Probably could do it without doing that, but gonna have Chris here. Got a 10 mil, an extension, and a ratchet. He's gonna go ahead and take off the bolts, and we'll get that moved out of the way. Once he gets the bolts off, we'll get the wire unplugged. We're going to set you up right here, and he can walk you through what he's doing, talk to you about it.
Not really much else to talk about besides just taking these things off. Didn't leave me with much explaining to do. So, probably not going to be much talking.
Yeah, I decided it's could be his first car. I mean, he comes out and works on the cars with me a little bit here and there, but I figured I'd let him earn this one. Let him work on his own car. You may have to take the extension off for that.
Yeah.
Make your life a little easier. I could have grabbed a shorter extension for the back ones, but I figured it's easier than trying to fight it.
You can see where it's all shiny from where all the oil came from. All over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely got a good leak on the valve cover. That's why when we went to the store, we got out, the smoke was coming out, it's leaking back down onto the exhaust manifold on the shield on back there.
Burning it.
Yeah, just burning the oil off, yeah. That bolt break?
I think so.
Well, go ahead and take that last one off. We'll worry about it. Ain't no big deal.
I didn't even put any pressure on it.
No, you weren't. Not at all. It's probably because I got you that freaking long. Right there.
I know, I see it.
Okay. That long ratchet makes it easier to snap stuff off.
Yeah. And these are super rusty.
Well, the crazy part is the one you took off has less rust than the other two.
Sounds a little grainy.
No big deal. I'm pretty sure we could get to it from inside the wheel well, possibly. Maybe not. Well, we'll figure it out. We will make something work for it. All right. No, I don't need that. Need a pair of needle nose pliers though. The long snap-on ones. Thank you.
Yep.
Now I'll show you what I'm doing here once I get this out. With the needle nose pliers, see it sits in. Oh, come over here. It sits in this way, and when it goes in, these two little ears, keep it from going back. So the thing I was doing was I push it in on it, squeeze it, get the ears in, and then push it back out of the way. Yep, it snapped it right off. Interesting. All right. Yep, snap that thing right off of there. Have to see if we can find a bolt for it. I'll drill it out or something. If we can reach it from the back side, which we may be able to.
It's right behind where.
Yeah, I think I feel it right here. So in the wheel well right behind the strut. So if I can drill it out, we'll just nut and bolt it on there. Ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
I may try to take a pair of pliers and get back there and see if I can work it loose, but I'm not too concerned. I just can't believe that one snapped off, but them didn't, and them bolts are freaking nasty. But anyways, all right, well, I think the next thing to do is see if we can get this unplugged.
I can hold that for you if you need me to.
Yeah, like right here. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, looks like it's just a normal squeeze plug. That's good. Ain't no funky one. Alright, well, we're going to get some tools together and we'll bring you back. Alright, got a 1/2 inch drive socket down on there. I had to find a good, nice, deep one to be able to fit around the switch without running the risk of breaking the top of the switch off. But yeah, go ahead and see if she'll come loose. Now that's going to be tight because it's got cross washers. Hey, you should really brace yourself there.
Yeah.
You should be able to pull the socket off or pull the ratchet off the extension and just use the extension in the socket. Should be able to.
Not sure how much spin I gotta do.
I don't know. Pull it up and see. Just don't let.
Sound like it came loose.
Alright, let's see if it's. Yep. Got the banjo style bolt with the pressure switch right here on the top. Got a little bit of fluid left in it, but it ain't pouring all over the place, so I accomplished what I was trying to do. Alright, let's see here. Yep, that'd be the power steering pump right down there. Now, we're going to move on over here. And see, well, let's see. That line right there where my finger is what we're going to take off next. Oh, it does have one hold down that I didn't see. Right there. That thing's all crusty. Let's hope that it will come loose without breaking. If you want to hold that, can you see that right here?
Yep. Am I standing over your stuff?
Yeah, you're good right there.
Okay.
I just need to try to get down into it. Hey, came loose. I was hoping it would with all the damn oil and everything that was on it.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like this is where an electric ratchet would be nice. Let's see here. Let's try a 1/4 inch drive. I can actually get down in there with my hands. Yeah, I know nobody can really see what I'm doing because of where it's at, but
I think I can just barely see past your arm. But there's no light down there, so.
yeah, I'm doing it all in the dark too, so I think I may have. Well, now you took my light to be able to see what I'm doing.
There's a big one right there.
Yeah, but that don't shine down inside here.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna have to actually take the whole bracket off. I thought that the front was where the split was. This must be why they sell this line kit, and where you can get both lines together.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go through all that because there ain't nothing wrong with the return line. Probably a good idea to have replaced them both. But hope there ain't a nut or anything on the back side of it. I don't think
Doesn't
there
look like
is.
it's coming out.
Well, there may be then, my luck. See if I can get my finger back there. Oh, it's moving.
Oh, okay. Very oily down there.
Yeah. That's why I told you to go in and change your shirt.
Mm-hmm. I'm not allowed to wear this one to school, so.
Yeah. Not sure if
Trying to get the bottom line or the top one.
the bottom. I'm just seeing if I think I'm gonna have to take it all the way apart.
You moved it.
I did. And the biggest problem too is I probably should have got them both because this one is so oily that the rubber's all gunked up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it came off. I could see it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Get your little magnet stick thing.
Oh, I got it. I just got to figure out where. I'm not able to see while I'm doing this. It's all done in the blind here.
There you go.
Okay, well, tried a line wrench off camera. Could not get enough movement in it to try to break the line loose. And then I remembered I had some crow's feet line wrenches. So we're going to see if this works or not. If I can get enough clearance for everything to move here. Well, something happened. Well, at this rate, getting that line moved out of that way, I'll be able to use a regular line wrench on it, possibly. Something tells me we're going to end up cutting that off of there. We got a brand new line, so.
Oh, you're moving the entire hose over here.
Yeah. Yep, I have a feeling it's stuck. So, I'm going to grab a pipe cutter and cut that off real quick. Now, the biggest question is, do I have enough room
To spin the head
to
there.
spin? Yeah. Probably not. No, ain't enough room in here for that. What in the world? Maybe I'll just cut it off right here. And we'll do what we have to do to get it off there. Maybe right here. Give me enough room for spin it. Oops. Almost dropped the hood on us. Only bad is this is a little bit tougher than a brake line, so it's going to take a couple more turns. don't really feel like it's cutting straight, but as long as it'll cut through, it doesn't really matter.
Looks like it's cutting over here.
Yeah, it does kind of. Looks like it. Oh, there's enough room in here. I should have just freaking fired up the air compressor and hit it with the whiz wheel. Oh, come on, fingers. We'll eventually be through it. Probably end up fast forwarding this part.
Yeah. We're going on 5 minutes. Well, four.
Well, no, I mean
30.
fast forwarding this part of me spinning this thing around.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Yeah, it's cutting, but really, really slowly.
Because it's tough line.
Yeah.
I was looking at it, I didn't see anybody pulling in the neighbor's driveway.
Alright, now I'm getting annoyed. Go ahead and turn that off. Alright, gave up on the line cutter. It just really was having a hard time, so gonna take this zip wheel here real quick, and that's an aluminum transmission, so that does not stick. See if we can get this light set up here, and we're just gonna zip this off real quick. Actually, with the whiz wheel, I may be no, I better not. I'll stick with right here. Glasses on, yep. Alright, well, got that freaking line cut off. So hopefully now we can get the other end out of the rack without having the issue of the lines wrapping themselves up. And I may be able to do it by hand with the wrench instead of with the crow's foot. Maybe.
Like the picture on that light's really bright. It just and that entire area is basically white.
Oh, I know. Oh, you're talking about. Yeah. That better?
Yeah. You could still see what was going on, but
Oh. Well, I'm not using a line wrench on this anymore because I really don't care.
she's leaking a little bit.
Yeah, there's still gonna be some in there. Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna have to cut some more of that off.
So it doesn't cut that.
Yeah, that's all I need is it to go through the damn boot. 'Cause there ain't no leaks in that freaking boot at all. Alright, well, let's try this. Alright, well, we cut that last little piece off because it was going to get into the boot on the rack and pinion, and I really didn't want to put a hole in that. So, cut that off and work on seeing if we can get this out. I should have just cleaned off or did the valve cover gasket and cleaned everything up and seen if this line actually is the leak or if it was just from the valve cover. But
I already got the extra piece.
yeah, about grounded our battery to the mount or to the hole down there. That would have been really good. Would have threw a little bit of sparks.
That was pretty bad.
I don't know. I'm still using a good amount of force on that. Nope. Figure the leverage from this. I mean, I shouldn't say a good amount of force. It ain't a whole bunch, but it's just enough to be a kind of a pain in the butt. You don't get very much throw with it, so.
Still nothing.
No, I can't really get like the right position with my hands. So
Yeah.
just keep doing this till it falls out. Well, maybe not. I think I'm getting nowhere. There we go. Yeah, that is actually a little crusty. Yeah, it's definitely seized to the line. And if you look, you can see all the bubbling and everything around there. I'd have never ever got that line to, or this fitting to spin on that line. So she is pretty crusty. Yep. Okay, we got the line out now. The old line's on the ground all cut up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this line ready to reinstall. We got the O-ring that goes on the end. Be careful not to cut it while you're putting it on because it's on a flared end of the line. I don't know if I can position that just, oh, camera, the thing's over there. But yeah, slide the O-ring over. Just be careful because that flared end will cut them up. Probably just going to put a little bit of transmission fluid on it since it calls for a Dextron transmission fluid for power steering on this. Just to lessen or make the O-ring slick while it's going into the rack, less likely to pinch it or cut it or anything, just to help out. So we'll get the camera repositioned, or probably have Chris hold it while I get this put in. Alright, well, we're going to get this fed down in here and see if I can get it lined up. And I think the light's in the way. Interesting. There we go.
Not the fun part, putting it back on.
Yeah. This is where it's either going to go very, very good or very, very bad. It's just like doing brake lines. Sometimes they line right up and they'll screw right in. Or sometimes you spend forever fighting it. Problem is that I can't get my fingers around the line. I think I got it to start. I better grab a stubby wrench here. Grab a little stubby to make it, see if I can get down on it. And I can't put as much force on a stubby wrench. And I'm not going to tighten this up all the way because I still got to hook up the other side of the line. Get it run down close. Maybe run it down till it touches and then back it off so the line still moves back and forth. Get the other side on, snug down, and then come over here and snug this line up. And when I go to tighten this line, I'll definitely try to use my line wrench. Well, I may not need to use a line wrench on this one as much as you would, you know, like brake lines and stuff, because this one has got a pretty big, you know, flare nut part on it. So, And that may not even be the right term for this one compared to a brake line. Damn, I almost wish I'd have had a thread chaser to run in there to make sure the threads were cleaned out. I mean,
like it's
no, not. It's not. It's not like super hard. I'm just got my finger in the top of the wrench. I'm not pulling up real hard on it or anything. Just if I'd have had a thread chaser, I could have cleaned them out and probably ran it in by hand completely.
Yeah.
But just remember, you always want to start something by hand. Now, I mean, there is certain OEM fasteners, certain bolts that have ends on them to where I've seen guys run them in with impacts and not even start them by hand. But I don't know. I've always just been, I'd much rather start everything by hand if I can, or at least put it in an extension and a socket and then try to thread it in that way. Then once you get a good couple turns on it, you know it's not fighting you, then you can throw an impact or ratchet on there and run it the rest of the way down. Holy crap, can I turn this thing by hand? Because that really sucks. Hell no, I can't turn it by hand.
Looks like you might be speeding part of this video up.
Yeah. I should have known I wouldn't be able to. I mean, I wasn't able to thread it out by hand, and the threads were pretty clean. All right, well, I think what we're going to do is we'll move over to the other side, get this side, or get the other side put on tight, and then off camera, I'll finish tightening this part up because this is getting, to be ridiculously long just to do that. So we're going to switch spots here with Chris. I don't know if he'll be able to really see anything from over there. May have to come like right here, or maybe not. All right, well, we got our 2 brand new crush washers for this. 1 crush washer on top. Run it through the line. Another crush washer on the bottom. Make sure ain't no crud on here. I don't know where all my shop rags went, but we'll use a paper towel. As long as we don't leave no debris. No debris down in the thread, none on the surface there. Take this line. Make sure we hold on to that crush washer. As I say that, I about drop it. Of course. Set it down on there. Whoa. Come on, man.
You almost drop it again.
Well, yeah, kind of. It slipped on me. Hey, like I just said, hang on to your crush washers. And of course, I drop it. At least it's being done in the garage.
Not in the gravel.
Yep, in the garage on the concrete, not on the gravel.
Good idea bringing it in here.
Yes. All right, let's take another attempt at this. Get that back on there. All right, second time's a charm, I guess, here. Now,
The camera kind of magnetized to the car.
oh, there's a magnet right in the base of it.
No, I'm at the top, dude.
Well, yeah, and the whole thing, it's a metal case on it.
Yeah.
All right, so that part's good. So now I can tighten this down. Get it nice and snug. Make sure we get a nice little crunch on the crush washers here. But we definitely still want to be careful because banjo bolts are hollow and there's probably some kind of torque spec, but I don't know. All right, click. think my elbow's calibrated for the day. I don't know. But since we're here, we'll go ahead and run this line down. I believe it went to this side. Or maybe I should have looked a little better. Anyways. Alright, we'll get this plugged in. Alright. That part is done. And I think I'm going to go ahead off camera. I'm going to go ahead and put this bracket in because it's not going to be fun, and I'm going to have to figure out a way to get two hands down in there. And I'll go ahead and finish tightening up the line into the rack and pinion. And then I think we're going to move on to the valve cover gasket before we worry about filling up the system and all that. So, but yeah, we'll go ahead and get this put all back together, and we'll bring you back when we're going to start on the valve cover. All right, we got that line back in. Got the hold down clamp put back on. The rubbers that go around the metal lines are, they're serviceable. They'll work for now. Well, I'm not going to worry about changing it. But I think now we're going to go ahead and move on to, we're going to go ahead and remount the cruise control so it's out of our way so we can do the valve cover. Not really worried about that bolt that broke right now. You know, I only drive, when I do drive this car, maybe 10 miles to work, so you can go for a week. I ain't got no nuts and bolts here. I thought I did. I couldn't find anything, so we'll just do this for now, and then when I get a nut and a bolt for it, we'll put it back together. Just don't worry about putting the lines back in that little wire holder right there, because we're gonna have to take that off anyways.
Then you just sit on top of it.
Yeah. Yep, just set right there on top of it, and then the line hooked up in there. Just make sure that plug is, where's the plug at? There you go.
Good thing you said something before I started putting it together.
Well, we could have probably got it out, but. Alright, that should be good to start. You should be able to run them down with that. It should be turning the right way. At least with the smaller ratchet. If something don't feel right, you'll notice it.
How tight should I?
They're rubber mounts. Tighten it down with them. Alright, go ahead and move to the other one. Now it's kind of a on-feel type thing when you ain't using a torque wrench or anything. Now don't lay your hand on it because you're pushing down on it while you're trying to tighten it. And you figure this thing sitting up right about there, but I mean, she definitely does wobble around now, but we'll worry about that later. Go ahead and that clip I showed you. Do you see that little ear that it plugs in? The clip plugs into? Yep. So push that right there into the side till it snaps in. There you go. And then look at the plug. Yep. There you go. Cruise control's hooked back up. So next we're going to start on the valve cover gasket. Alright, well, I'm going to let Chris do the valve cover, getting it all ready and prepped to come off. We're going to throw this in a time lapse, set up a camera, and just go do it that way. Because there's probably going to be a lot of talking, explaining and stuff. But, I mean, if somebody's wanting to know, you know, pretty much you just need to get your PVC hose off, get this plastic shielding off. There is, I don't remember how many bolts exactly, but you get that off. I think there's a couple, like maybe 3 or 4 bolts along there, along the front. Looks like 4 along the back, 2 in the middle, 1 on the side, on the transmission side. Looks like 1 on the pulley side. And then, of course, pull out your plug wires and stuff. But we're going to go ahead and set up a time lapse and get this taken apart. We'll come back afterwards. Okay, we got all the, well, should I say we? Chris has all the studs and nuts and everything holding the valve cover down. I managed to break the damn PVC valve, so we're gonna have to run to town to freaking get one of them. Let's see. Yep, ain't gonna get that lucky. All right, found it. Need to do a little bit of organization in here. It's a mess. And of course, I'm not smacking this thing very hard. And I think it just broke loose. Could have probably done it without that, but, and voila. And listen to that gasket crunch. Yep. She was definitely a little dry rotted. Most definitely dry rotted. Huh? Everything looks pretty good in here. Well, I mean, I've seen a lot worse. You know, you freaking open up some of these engines and people just do not take care of them, and it's just horrible. But we did find that I think there's 2 of the 4 cylinders spark plug tubes are full of oil. Shouldn't say full, but they have oil down in them, so it's a good thing that we're going to go ahead and change this out. And I'll have to spray and suck out all the oil that I can out of there. I really don't want to pull the spark plugs out, because you run the risk of getting that down into the freaking cylinders. And hey, that's supposed to be rubber. That's no longer rubber.
Sounds like dropping Legos on the ground.
Maybe we should move away from the opened engine with this.
Where all the brittle stuff doesn't need to go.
Yeah. So this is going to be fun getting these out, but we will get it out, and pretty sure that is the PVC valve. Feels like one.
Does it come out?
Yeah, it should come out. I think the gasket's probably all hard as a rock, just like the freaking rest. So, go ahead and grab
10.
the 10 and go ahead and take that off. Here, give me it. I'll take that. Yeah, I don't want to run the risk of bending it. Yeah, we may need to find something to prop this up with, because I don't really want to break that, because my luck will be I'll snap that off trying to get it out. There you go. Just set that in the bolt up there with the rest of them. Let me see if it hits it or not. Yeah, it's sitting right on that, of course. Oh! Alright, we decided to go ahead and set it up here in the vise. I can tell you that the lighting is crappy over here. Alright, well, let's see if we can get this to come out.
That part's still a little rubbery.
Surprisingly, yes. I'm kind of amazed. Now, I think it's the stuff that's exposed to the inside. Oop, just because that one come out. Oop.
Throw them at me.
If I can get it started, I think I can get them out pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's just getting them all Sort of watch your eyes. Oh, that one come out in one piece. I mean, the other ones did too, but that one was actually kind of soft. All right. Well, that come out decently. So now, guess while I'm here, I might as well see if I can get the PVC valve out since it's already broke and ain't no good. You stay. Yeah, that thing was about due for a change anyways. It don't sound too hot. Hopefully they got a new gasket too, because that's pretty freaking hard. Leave that right there. Alright, now I think we're gonna go ahead and go outside and spray this down with some brake clean. Nope. I lied. I forgot we gotta get the bolts out of the top here. See if I can do this without breaking anything here too, along with them gaskets. That actually works pretty good.
Thought you broke something for a second.
Yeah, so did I. And it's probably not a good idea to pry on this freaking aluminum, but I'm not really sure. Really. Well, the bolt come out. Luckily the gaskets just sit there.
Probably pried away with that, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Yep. Alright.
Those need replaced too.
They come with them.
Oh.
Yeah, the gasket came with them. Alright, well, we're going to go outside and give this thing a spray and a wipe down. And then we'll bring it back once we get it clean and get ready to put the gasket in. And when we go to clean out the spark plug tubes. Okay, we got the valve cover clean, sprayed off, not spectacularly, but all of the spots where the gasket go are nice and clean. So, and then we try to go get a PCV valve, and surprisingly, the two auto parts stores that we have close to us, they don't have it. But you figure your car's from '98, so there's a lot of newer vehicles out there that they're going to carry parts for. So I'll have to order it online. But I did get a piece to make it work for now. Should have it in the next couple of days. So as soon as Chris gets done playing on his phone here, I'm going to have him put this gasket on.
I'm looking for your chain.
Actually, you know what? Instead of doing it right there on the ground, bring it up here and we'll just throw it up here. Set it down in there. Maybe.
We had it sitting in there. There's a piece of metal right here.
Yeah. Here, hold that. I think I ran the vise out as far as it would go. I don't want to. There we go. We'll just do that. Much better. Alright, now, when you go to do this, you See how that's got the smaller part, of
That's
course.
the down.
Yep, that's going to be the downside. Okay.
I was just trying to get everything.
Guess from that side, the only thing I can see is really bright light. Just be careful not to knock the valve cover out of the vise.
Looks pretty down in there.
Yeah. Now don't tighten it too much now.
I know, I moved it.
Now this part, of course, as you're putting it in, try not to pull it anywhere. Because if you stretch it or anything, then it's not going to sit where, you know, it needs to be. Now, of course, if you would have got to a corner and the corner didn't match up, you know, you'd work your finger along it and pull it just a little bit.
It's very loosely sitting in there.
Yeah, that's about all it does. I mean...
No, I was talking about this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, looks like it's down all the way. I guess I could have put a dab of grease on it or something to hold it into place, but it should be tight enough to flip
Nice
upside
floor
down.
angle.
Huh?
Nice floor angle.
Oh, yeah. Hey, just, you know, letting everybody stare at the floor of that dirty spot right there, you know, right about in this area, or that area, or, you know, that over there. Yeah. I'm not in the garage that much anymore lately, so it's kind of turned into a, hey, there's an empty spot, let's just chuck it there. Plus, it's been too damn dry for me to burn all my cardboard, so cardboard everywhere. And here's something different, you know, even though we're working on a Corolla, here's a cam out of a Cummins ISX, you know, 13 liter, I believe it is, semi, you know. It decided it wanted to eat that part of the cam for some reason. That rocker arm was not happy about something. Don't know why. But anyways, off topic. Back to what we're working on, you know.
See how this is rubber? It's supposed to be rubber, not that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to crunch it. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get the head cleaned off over here and make sure that there ain't no crap on the head over here. Which there's a good amount of it, but we'll get it all cleaned up and then we'll put it back together. Nah. That's a weird ass noise, Amy. Nah. Anyways, all right, we have got the valve cover clean, new gasket installed. Wiped down all the mating surface on the head. I didn't do like a perfect job because there is no gasket around any of the bolt holes or studs here, but any of the actual surface that the gasket sits on is really, really wiped clean. So we're gonna have Chris here grab that valve cover and see if he puts it on the correct way the first time. All right, you sure that Okay, reversed. Go ahead and take that back off. Set it back over there because we got to get all the oil out of the spark plug tubes.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
Me too.
So, I just like doing things, multiple times, I guess, But, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and grab that. We'll do it without the air compressor. We don't need the air compressor to actually do it. And we need this little hose.
Let's say we're a little short.
Yep. Yeah, your problem with me. Maybe you didn't just fling oil all over yourself.
It's because I drained it.
No, there was still some in there.
Oh.
Yeah. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spray a little bit. There we go. Yeah, not very good. Good thing that shit dries pretty quick. Go ahead and bump it and stick that all the way down in there as far as you can next to the spark plug. I don't know, let me see. Pump it. Keep pumping. Yeah. If I can get most of it out, I may pull the plug
See if it's minimum.
and let it just drain what's left down into the cylinder. I mean, I don't like doing that because you can bend a rod, you get too much freaking oil down in there. There ain't a whole lot left. But, alright, back to what we were doing here. Let me grab a rag real quick. This one will work. All you need to do is wipe these down. Alright. The gasket's still sitting in its right spot and everything.
Yep.
Yep. Alright.
Put it in there correctly a second time.
Yep. Oh, wait, damn it. Pull it back off. No, I'm joking. I was just going to make you do it a third time. Third time's a charm. But
We still gotta put the PCV thing on.
yeah. All right, something to remember when you're doing this. This style for this car comes with new, like their gaskets with, I feel like a metal insert inside of them. They are the two center bolts here. They're the only ones that that have, I guess, oil that'll have ability to pass through. So we're gonna throw this on time lapse. We're gonna go ahead and throw all these bolts back in, and I may pull the plugs out. I don't know. There ain't much oil left down in there, but we'll get this all put back together. Then we got to start bleeding the power steering system out. Got it all back together. Still got to throw the plug wires on real quick. Yeah, I had to rig up the PCV valve. Got to order one. Nobody has them in stock. That was an expensive little rubber elbow right there. That little rubber elbow was over $15 freaking dollars. The freaking valve itself was what? What do you say? $8?
Yeah.
Yeah. But need the car for tomorrow, so can't go without it. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these plug wires back on real quick. Kind of sucks. I broke the hole down for right there, but oh well, stuff happens. All right, next step's gonna be filling up the power steering and bleeding it out. I think that's about it for this until we do the window. All right. All right, I'm gonna have Chris hop in the car, start it, and then what I want you to do is you're gonna turn the wheel from lock to lock. You know what that means? Turn it all the way one way until it stops, and hold it for a second, and then back the other way. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Start it. Start turning it. It'll be hard at first, and then it'll get better. Hang on. Yeah, it shouldn't normally do that. Turn the wheel back the other way. There we go. Stop. She's not happy. All right, turn the wheel. Do what? Yeah. Sorry guys, we got some stuff on the lens there. Hold it a little longer. No, keep turning it that way. Now hold it. Alright, now come back. Just while he's doing that, we'll look for leaks. Besides the spray that went everywhere. Turn the wheel, keep turning. All right, leave it right there for a minute. Just let the car run. I'm guessing that this thing doesn't bleed out like you know, the Chevys and the Fords do. Ain't got no leak there. Got a lot of air in it. Alright, go ahead and try turning it some more. Yeah, freaking pull all the fluid out of the system to try to keep from making a mess, and then, well, it decides it's going to spit it everywhere. So now I just got to spray everything down, you know, kind of defeated the purpose of what we did. Man, that stuff looks nasty, even though I just put fresh fluid in it. Alright. Guess we'll... I know it says it's at the max, but let's see if this dipstick actually shows anything. No, it's not for reading apparently. Alright, you can turn it off. I'll just have to keep an eye on it to make sure. Not horribly messy. I mean, it's all over the camera and but we'll take care of that issue. Really shouldn't do this when the engine's been running and everything's warm. Just a word of advice. Normally I wouldn't either, but there's fire extinguishers in here now, so a little braver or a little stupider. I just don't know which. Both. Yeah. All right, I took care of that. Is there any air? Yeah, there's some air in the compressor. I don't want to turn it on. It's loud. It's annoying. Being in the same building. All right, this is gonna be loud. All right, well, I think we're gonna call it a day. Next thing we got to do is the window motor and regulator on the driver's door, and possibly an oil change. Can't remember if I did an oil change on this thing yet or not.